Hi everyone, welcome to CCUF. We're here today with Cassidy from Ontario Tech University. So I'm going to pass it over to Cassidy to start the presentation.
Thank you so much, Tess. Hi everyone, and thank you so much for attending our Ontario Tech presentation. Just before I begin the presentation, I would like to ask that if you have any questions, for sure use that Q&A function. And at the end, we're going to hold a Q&A session. So you can put them in throughout the presentation, and we'll get to all of them at the end. So to begin our presentation, I'd like to do a land acknowledgement, which is something that our university community does to continue reconciliation and allyship with Indigenous peoples. Ontario Tech Universities acknowledges the lands and the people of the Mississaugas of Sugok Island First Nation. We are thankful to be welcome on these lands in friendship. The lands we are situated on are covered under the Williams Treaties and are the traditional territory of the Mississaugas, a branch of the Greater Anishinaabeg Nation, including Algonquin, Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi. These lands remain home to a number of Indigenous nations and people. So Ontario Tech's foundation has been built on our past, present, and future students. No two students take the same journey, and every student experience is different. So let's start with the stories of some of our past students. First, we have Jessica, who is a recent graduate of our kinesiology program. In Jessica's first year, she knew that Ontario Tech's kinesiology program was the right fit for her. Beyond academics, Jessica became the vice president and president of the Ontario Tech Student Union. And now, post-graduation, she's working her dream job as a personal trainer at F45. Next up, we have Lisa Bailey, who represents our Faculty of Engineering and Applied Sciences. While completing a major in mechanical engineering, Lisa was a tour guide, a student follow-up caller, and an involved volunteer on campus. Towards the end of her university degree, Lisa took advantage of her support system and opportunities at Ontario Tech, and ultimately, Lisa accepted a job with Bruce Power. Next, we have Jesse Allen. Jesse joined the Ontario Tech community in his second year as a transfer student. Jesse's undergraduate career in chemistry prepared him for continuing his graduate studies, leading to a success in achieving his PhD. Jesse says that the skills he gained and the friendships he made still hold value in his life today. And last but not least, I'd like to introduce myself. So hi everyone, my name is Cassidy Dawson. I'm a digital recruitment officer with Ontario Tech University. I recently graduated a commerce program with a focus in finance, and throughout my time in university, I was involved in clubs and groups, varsity dance team, on-campus work study, and in experiential learning opportunities. I also had the chance to meet hundreds of great people on campus, some of whom I call my closest friends. So you can see how university shaped myself and these three others, providing us with wonderful opportunities. So that's what I'm here today to share with you what our university may have in store for you. We've chatted about some past student stories. Let's talk about Ontario Tech's story. Founded in 2002, Ontario Tech is a modern and forward-thinking university. We've quickly established ourselves as a leader in innovation and are already making our mark. When we welcomed our first class in 2003, we had you in mind, and we tailored our programs to your generation's success. That's why our internationally ranked programs are hands-on and career-oriented. Whether you want to jump right into the workforce or continue your academic journey, you'll find a program and experiences here that will prepare you for your future career. Because Ontario Tech is a 21st century university designed for the 21st century workforce. Let's chat about the wide variety of programs that we offer here at Ontario Tech. There are so many things to consider when you're choosing a program: what you're interested in, what you're strong at, and what you can see yourself doing in your long-term career. One of the best pieces of advice that I can offer is to be curious and to open yourself to new opportunities. That will help you find something that you're interested in and you're passionate about, which will make studying for your future career so much more enjoyable. If you're like me, When I was in grade 12, I truly had no idea what I wanted to study because there was so much pressure to know exactly what I wanted to do. And that's why I'm here to help you learn about the options that are out there for you. One of these fields of study might speak to you. So let's take a deeper dive into the areas of study that Ontario Tech offers and how it can align to meet your future needs. We'll start with my personal favorite, which is business. If topics like entrepreneurship, market trends, HR, and the overall world of business interest you, this could be the program for you. You can take our comprehensive commerce program and choose from many specializations, either straight out of high school or in your second year once you have a better idea of your interests. You also have the opportunity to get involved in experiential learning in the form of paid co-ops or internships, which will give you real work experience to apply post-graduation. The successful graduates of our business programs have gone off to work in a diverse range of businesses, such as the Big Five banks, Deloitte, IBM, and so many more. If you're interested in computers and technology, Ontario Tech will not let you down. Our most competitive program listed here is our computer science program, where you'll learn tons of programming languages such as Python, C++, C#, Java, Swift, and many more. You'll have the chance to do hands-on labs where you'll be able to do things such as following basic facial recognition code and machine learning working with AI. Our game development and interactive media program is also an unparalleled program. It doesn't just focus on gaming, but overall simulation. So an example of that is using virtual reality for first responders training. This program truly highlights the fact that there are plenty of jobs out there that you might not know about now, but could lead to your future career. If you have a passion for teaching anywhere from kindergarten to high school, we have very popular education programs that emphasize tech in learning and teaching. You'll become familiar with teaching concepts and how students learn. I will preface this slide by noting that you will need another undergraduate degree before pursuing a teaching career. But don't worry, we'll make this process as smooth as possible for you. We offer a concurrent education program, which essentially gives you acceptance into the Bachelor of Education program right after completing your undergraduate degree at Ontario Tech. So if you're accepted in the concurrent education program, you'll already have pre-acceptance into your Bachelor of Education as long as you maintain a minimum GPA, which is great because our education programs are highly competitive, and this provides a seamless transition into the Bachelor of Education program when you're ready. And speaking of highly competitive programs, engineering at Ontario Tech is one of a kind and recognized on national and international levels. We're rated 3rd in Ontario and 8th in Canada as one of the best universities to study engineering at by the US News. Similar to commerce, we have a comprehensive option where you'll be introduced to different engineering studies, and then you can apply for one of the more specialized programs by year 2 if you're interested. Mechatronics engineering is one of the most competitive engineering programs at Ontario Tech, and it focuses on robotic systems using hardware and software technology. Another one-of-a-kind program is our automotive engineering program because it's the only accredited program like its kind in Canada. It prepares our graduates to dive into the advancing automotive industry, studying alternative technology such as fuel cell-driven cars. And our university is home to the Automotive Center of Excellence, ACE Wind Tunnel, which is a $100 million facility used for product testing, first responders training, and even holds events during the school year as well. You can see a picture of the ACE Wind Tunnel in the background of this slide where they're testing a car in extreme elements. If you're looking to go into a career around human health, public health, or medicine, Ontario Tech has plenty of health science programs to explore. We have many general and more specialized programs. Nursing is one of our popular and competitive programs at Ontario Tech, and one of the really cool parts of our nursing program is that your clinical placement will start in your very first year. For nursing and all other health science programs, there are tons of labs with high-tech equipment for simulations. So labs could involve anywhere from you taking blood from each other to doing exercise stress tests in kinesiology labs. We also hold one of the only medical laboratory science programs in Ontario for high school graduates, which is a 3-year in-class program and a 29-week practicum, which results in graduates who are ready to write additional professional accreditations right out of school. Continuing in the science field, we have a variety of specializations from your standard chemistry, biology, and physics to the more specialized programs like astrophysics, life sciences, and our marine biology program. Speaking of marine biology, we have a 20,000-liter wet lab that's open for undergraduate research. And our experiential learning opportunities involve the option to study abroad on a research vessel with a partner institution in Bermuda. Our forensic science program is another special undergrad program at Ontario Tech, since it's one of 2 accredited programs in Canada. The highlight of our forensics program is our 2-story crime scene house, which is used to recreate crime scenes for students to document, analyze, and photograph different elements of the crime scene. Our science professors and graduates will agree that you can do so much with a science degree, since you'll learn transferable skills and you're not held solely to 1 or 2 career paths. And finally, we have our social science and humanities programs. Some of the popular programs include criminology and justice, legal studies, and communication and digital media studies. All of our social science and humanities programs are located at our downtown location, which provides our students with tons of community engagement, practicum, internship, placement, and research opportunities as well. So the graduates of our program have worked closely with community partners, building their network before they've even graduated. And like commerce and engineering, you'll have a standard first-year course map that will allow you to specialize in courses and programs that interest you. We've also been ranked #1 undergraduate university in Canada for social science and humanities grants. Throughout this presentation, you've heard me mention the term experiential learning opportunities. Experiential learning is similar to co-op in high school, but there are many more ways for you to gain this hands-on learning. And at Ontario Tech, every single one of our programs has some form of experiential learning. For example, we have Connor Smiley, who's a student from our Game Development and Interactive Media program, who chose Ontario Tech because he wanted to pursue his passion of game development. He ended up landing an internship as an engine programmer at Ubisoft. Or we have Talisa Haskins, who's a recent graduate of our Forensic Psychology program, who chose Ontario Tech specifically for the practicum component. She secured a placement at the Ontario Shore Centre for Mental Health Sciences in the Forensics Unit, and after graduating from Forensic Psychology, Talisa pursued her master's in counseling and now runs her very own clinic. And for me, I was lucky enough to be able to complete 2 separate 4-month internships during my undergraduate degree. I completed 1 placement with Investors Group Wealth Management, which gave me real-life experience with financial advising, customer service, and allowed me to apply the concepts and knowledge that I learned through my financial derivatives courses and investments courses. I also got to complete an internship with a local small business as their social media marketing coordinator, which solidified my passion for social media marketing and also taught me about small business operations, management, and having 2 internships really gave me a wider perspective on jumping into the workplace post-graduation. So beyond academics, there's so much more to being a Ridgeback at Ontario Tech. A Ridgeback refers not only to our varsity athletes or our mascot Hunter, but every single member of our Ontario Tech community. So let's discuss where your Ridgeback journey will begin and how you can apply to become an Ontario Tech Ridgeback. So this is different for depending on how you're applying to Ontario Tech, whether you're a high school student or if you're an international student, but I'll review the high school student steps just first. If you're a high school student, your first step is your guidance counselor, who will give you your Ontario University Application Center or OUAC PIN. If you're not an Ontario high school student, you will still apply on OUAC, you just won't have an application PIN. Your next step is applying on the OUAC website by January 12th for high school students. That date is different for some international programs and for mature students as well. In February, we have plenty of scholarship deadlines that we'll talk about after, but the date that you'll want to keep in mind is May 29th, which is the last possible date to hear back with an offer of admission from Ontario Tech. But don't be alarmed if you haven't heard back from Ontario Tech, because admission offers go out closer to May 29th and on May 29th as well. And you'll then have until June 1st to accept your offer and apply to residence to secure your spot. Before I get into the slide, I will put the disclaimer out there that the numbers on this slide are based on domestic tuition, and they're based on averages and vary year to year from program to program. So you can feel free to take a photo of this slide where we have a brief overview of how much university costs. It's between $8,000 and $11,600 for local students who choose not to live on campus. And if you do choose to live in residence, you're looking at between $17,000 and $26,000. Your total would include tuition, residence, ancillary fees, laptop fees, meal plan, and more. But again, these are averages, and just to give you an idea of how much university costs and what to expect if you're going to university. Now for the slide that you've been waiting for. University is a huge investment in yourself and your future. And for that, Ontario Tech has scholarships, bursaries, awards, and more that can help you fund your education. Coming into your first year, you'll be eligible for awards based on your incoming grades. And high school students will automatically receive these awards based off of their best 6 4U or 4M courses. So I highly recommend that you use this as encouragement now to boost your grade 12 marks before coming to university. And as I mentioned before, we have some major entrance scholarships and bigger scholarships as well that are available to incoming students. To put into perspective how important financial support and scholarships really are, last year alone, Ontario Tech gave out over $10 million in financial support to students. And our Student Awards and Financial Aid Office is also here to assist you with any questions you might have pertaining to finances, scholarships, bursaries, OSAP, and more. At this point, you're starting to see how your life as a Ridgeback means so much more than being a student at Ontario Tech. Life on campus is more than being in a classroom. It's about making friends, joining clubs and groups, attending events, and making your mark at Ontario Tech. Even more than that, it's about becoming a part of the greater Ridgeback community that will always be here to support you and help you become the person that you want to be. With your student experience going beyond the classroom, let's take a moment to look at our campus and our city. Our campus is located in Oshawa, Ontario, which is part of the Durham region, in close proximity to the 401 and about a 45-minute drive to Toronto. There are so many restaurants, activities, businesses, landmarks, and more in the area. And students often adventure to Neb's Fun World, Cineplex, or one of the local restaurants. Personally, I enjoy my iced coffees, and Oshawa has plenty of coffee shops and cafes for you to grab one or find a cute spot to study at. Some of my favorites include Cork and Bean, Coffee Culture, and Starbucks, of course. Oshawa is also home to great places like the Oshawa Centre, Tribute Community Centre, which is home to the Oshawa Generals OHL hockey team, and Pingles Farm Market, which has something going on in every season. Taking a closer look at our campus, we have 2 residence buildings, South Village and Simcoe Village. These costs vary based on your room type and your meal plan, but our meal plans offer a variety of dietary restrictions and needs. And as a first-year student, we can guarantee your spot in residence as long as you apply by June 1st. So we'll do a brief overview of the room types. In South Village, we have 1 room type. You'll have your own bedroom with a shared space for a kitchenette and a shared bathroom between 2 people. For the South Village room type, a meal plan is required, so just keep that in mind, and the room type runs around $8,000. In the center, you'll see our North Hall, Simcoe Village room type, and the layout here is very similar to the South Village room type. The main difference here is that a meal plan is not required. So you're looking at around the $8,450 mark. And finally, we have our Simcoe Village Central and South Hall, where these 2 rooms are almost identical. These rooms have a shared space for beds, kitchen, and bathroom. The difference between Central and South Hall is for one of them, you'll have a full-size fridge, and for the other one, you'll have a mini fridge and a full-size chest freezer. These 2 rooms run around the $6,600 mark. But for more information on room types, meal plans, and everything else about residence can be found at OntarioTechUResidence.ca. Moving away from home and starting this new chapter in your life is a really big deal. And Ontario Tech University has a close, tight-knit community where you'll find support for almost everything to ensure that you're making the most of your university career. You'll start your transition as a student at Ontario Tech's orientation, and you'll be supported the whole way through with peer leaders to make sure that you're settling into university life. For academic support, we have academic advisors that will help you switch programs, review program requirements, and ensure that you're on track to meet your degree. We also have peer tutors, past leaders, and more to help with coursework. Our digital community and Ontario Tech Student Union hold events on campus, provide supports, help facilitate clubs, groups, and societies, and really they're here to make sure that you feel involved and connected at Ontario Tech. From our supportive community to our high-tech facilities and experiences, these are just a few of the reasons why our past students have chosen Ontario Tech. Throughout this presentation, you've learned about so many student stories, and now the real question is, what will your story be? From our modern facilities, small class sizes, experiential learning, caring professors, and so much more, every Ontario Tech story is different, and I can't wait to see what your story as a future Ridgeback will be. We aren't ending our conversation here. You're welcome to scan this QR code to stay up to date with information and reach out to myself at any time. In addition, there's so many ways for you to reach out to us during your journey. We just held our fall open house event, but we'll have experience days coming up in the spring where you're welcome to join our campus and really see what Ontario Tech is like in person. You can take a campus tour either in person or virtually. We have regular webinars that are posted on our website so you can attend, not only learning about Ontario Tech, but programs specifically, financial aid, and so many more. You can meet one-on-one with a recruiter like myself virtually and ask us questions about your program. You can also follow us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So be sure to scan that QR code on the screen so you can get connected with us. Other than that, we've just really scratched the surface on what Ontario Tech has to offer you. If you have questions about your journey to becoming an Ontario Tech Ridgeback, we'll now open the floor to questions. You can also find my email on the screen. If you don't have time to connect with us today, you can reach out to myself at any time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cassidy. So it looks like we've got a fair number of questions in the chat. Starting off with admission averages, what is the competitive admission average and what is the lowest accepted admission average?
It's different from program to program. Some of our more competitive programs are computer science, medical lab, and some of our engineering courses and nursing. So it really depends on the program that you're looking at. But for the more competitive ones, the minimum that we look at is mid to high 80s. And for some of our less competitive programs, you're looking at a 70 average.
Okay, perfect. And then what is, oops, sorry, I lost the question. What is the acceptance rate then?
So our acceptance rate, it changes year to year. It just depends on the applicant pool. If we have a bunch of applicants who all have 90 averages, and really depends on how many seats we have in the program, which also changes year to year. So we don't have like a rate that we can give you.
All right, makes sense. So talking about scholarships then, how do you apply for those major entrance scholarships?
So once you have applied to Ontario Tech, you can find it on your applicant portal. Once you log in, all of the application, anything for financial aid, including scholarships, bursaries, and awards, they're all in your applicant portal.
Okay, perfect. So can students get more than one scholarship from OTU?
Yeah, they're welcome to. If you apply for our major entrance scholarships, you're automatically awarded like one of our awards of recognition, but you can also get in-course scholarships and one of our major entrance scholarships as well.
Okay, perfect. So then is there scholarships for every program that's offered?
There are in-course scholarships, which once you're already in the program, everyone is considered for all of those scholarships. But there are scholarships such as our Women for STEM, which is only for like the science, tech, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay, great. Moving on. So are there opportunities for students to participate in research in their undergrad?
Yeah, for sure. There definitely is. In some of our programs, such as our social sciences programs, our marine biology program, like I mentioned, you have the opportunity to actually go and work with this your professor on research papers that you can then add to your resume, your CV, and help you get jobs post-graduation.
Wow, that's awesome. All right. So when you, if you join a degree with a co-op program, is the co-op guaranteed?
So when you apply on OUAC, you have the option to apply with a co-op or without a co-op. If you maintain your minimum GPA with the co-op, we'll have co-ops listed and we'll help you find a co-op. We have co-op coordinators, and their whole job is to help you find something that you're interested in that's going to help you in your future. If you choose not to apply with a co-op, no worries, because we also have opportunities for placements, internships, or other hands-on learning as well.
Wow, okay, that's great. Okay, so for back to applications, are supplemental applications required when applying to Ontario Tech?
For our undergraduate programs, we only look at your academic marks, your academic grades. You fill out the one application and that's it, nothing else.
Okay, easy. Is there a specific number of out-of-province students that are accepted?
Nope, there's no, we don't have a quota for international students or out-of-province students. Everyone is treated completely equally.
Awesome. And are transfer applications from other universities accepted?
For sure, we're welcome to any of our second-year students, such as Jesse Allen from our past student stories. He was a second-year student who transferred to Ontario Tech.
Okay, great. What are the most popular programs at Ontario Tech?
Ontario Tech is really known for our engineering programs. We're rated third in Ontario and eighth in Canada. We have plenty of engineering programs. We're also known, obviously, tech, computer science, but we do offer education programs, which is really competitive for that compared to other universities because it's a 16-month program instead of a 24 or 20-month program. And our nursing program is unparalleled. So many people are interested in nursing.
Well, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, exactly. This is the time we need nurses.
All right. Does the college offer a post-grad work permit?
With that, I would recommend that you reach out to our admissions team. That's admissions@ontariotechu.ca. They'd be able to give you all that information.
Perfect. And then is there a required IB score that's needed to get in?
anyone who's coming out like from outside of Canada, or if they did an alternative, not your OSSD diploma, all of that can be found on the program pages on our website. So if you have a question about a specific program, we can help you there, or you can send me an email and I'm happy to help with your specific situation.
Okay, awesome. And it looks like we have one last question, which is perfect. So we're just on time. What are the general co-op rates for Ontario Tech?
Is that for like how many people do it? Like quite a few people do co-op because it is an experiential work term that they can take like 4 to 8 months, sometimes upwards to 15 months, where they can actually get hands-on experience. We do offer some paid co-ops and paid internships. So I'm not sure if that's what you're getting at. But for myself, I did a paid internship, which helped me fund my education while I was already in school, which was great.
Awesome. Okay. Looks like one more question came in. If I apply to the Bruce Power Women in Nuclear program and don't get in, will I automatically be considered for the nuclear engineering program, or do they have to fill out another application?
In general, in past years, if you've applied to a specialized program and you don't get in, you will be automatically considered for the next program, your secondary choice. But you should fill out an additional application for that program so they know that you are interested in it. So a different example of that is if you were interested in our mechatronics engineering and you were really interested in that, but you just didn't have the grades for it. If you had applied to mechanical engineering as your second choice, you would be considered for that instead. So you do need to apply for both of them, but you will be considered for both of them.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Cassie. Looks like all the questions we have, and we're just
No problem.
at time.
Thanks so much, everyone. And you're welcome to join me and ask more questions there.
Awesome. All right, everyone, keep enjoying CCUF and have a great day.